Hey, what's going on, everybody? We got a full house today for Amazon Seller News Live. Appreciate everybody out there joining us. We've got Noah from My Amazon Guy, Danon from Ecom Triage, and John from Trellis. So, guys, appreciate you joining us today, or joining me today, I should say.
Yeah, buddy.
Always happy to be here.
Yeah, going to be
and
a good one, I think.
I just got it connected, folks.
You
For
got
anyone
it.
that's
Okay.
watching and didn't realize, LinkedIn was making me give them my birth certificate, social security number to connect it. So yes, we're good.
Yeah, that was a little crazy doing
I had
facial
my
verification
license
and driver's
out, everything
license
out, I had
connect
a
up to
blood
LinkedIn.
sample out.
But all right, yeah, we're good to go. So appreciate everybody joining us. So we've got some good news today. Some interesting news with ChatGPT, a lot of AI news that Noah's got some big opinions about. Our first one here, he said already, so that's good. Amazon's launching a new brand and some China news as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the first one here. So ChatGPT is now 20% of Walmart's referral traffic, while Amazon wards off AI shopping agents. ChatGPT is becoming a major driver of online shopping traffic, accounting for 20% of Walmart's referrals and significant shares for Etsy, Target, and eBay. Shoppers are increasingly relying on AI recommendations instead of traditional search engines, shifting how consumers discover products online. Amazon, however, has blocked AI crawlers to protect its $56 billion ad business and instead pushes its own AI assistant, Rufus. For Amazon sellers, this means rivals may gain traffic from AI tools while Amazon maintains a closed ecosystem, so staying alert to how AI shopping evolves will be critical. And by the way, we're going to go over to Noah here in a second, but if you're out there watching, if you have any opinions on the news, or just anything Amazon in general, throw them in the comments and we'll bring them into the show. So let's jump over to you right away on this one, Noah.
Okay, so I do have big opinions on this because lots of people were making a stink about this week and talking about it. And so I started doing some digging because I was like, where are these numbers coming from, right? And so there were a couple of studies that were ran on this. And the thing is that I could tell a lot of people were just reading the headlines. Nobody actually read the study. So I read the study. And I already told this to Todd, but for Dana and John, I want you guys to just take a quick guess. How much of Walmart's total traffic do you think comes from referral? As a percentage?
I'd say 12%.
Okay.
I'm going to go with higher than that. I'm going to go with upwards of 30%.
Well, John, you're way off. You got one number correct. 3%. 3% of all of Walmart's traffic is referrals. So looking at like this number where people are like, oh, ChatGPT is 20% of Walmart's referral traffic. It's like, cool. That's 0.6% of all of their traffic, right?
Still a lot of traffic. I'd take that to my website any day.
Yeah, I guess, but it's one of those where I think people are overstating and overblowing like the amount here, right? So it's the same thing where, people are wondering, why is Amazon not allowing these AI trackers? And it's because like it's all data at the end of the day, right? Like 60% of searches for products online start on Amazon as is. Like they don't need ChatGPT to be pushing them right now, because at some point in time, it's going to turn into an ad funnel of some kind. But like this whole idea that it's like a huge boost, I think, is like not really there, because it also, Google is still a very large percentage in general of that referral traffic and traffic in general on Walmart, right? So I don't know. It's like people are just searching or using ChatGPT for search, right? And it's just the same.
It's a matter of how are they searching for it, right? So you're going on ChatGPT and you're saying, find me the best waffle maker that's under $30 with good reviews. That's one thing. But if you're starting to talk about waffle makers and in general, and then it's starting to pepper it inside of that, like everyone's talking about the new ChatGPT shopping in OpenAI with ChatGPT. This is horrible. It hasn't rolled out to me. I don't know why. I pay the $20. I pay for no one knows. I pay for every single tool under the sun.
Mhm.
And GPT-5, I literally typed in, what's the best waffle maker under $30 that's easy to use? It thought for 39 seconds. That's a hell of a long
Wow.
time when someone's making a buying decision, when I could just go to Google and type it in, or go to Amazon and type it in. So I don't know why I haven't been rolled out, or that hasn't rolled out to me. But when you compare this to Perplexity, it pales in comparison. Perplexity instantly does a way better job.
You know what's crazy?
Now-
You're saying it hasn't rolled out to you. I was a part of the beta program for it like 6 months ago.
Anyone watching knows that Noah and I probably talk every single day, and he tries to one up me, and I try to one up him, and he'll have today. That's fine, but that's
Just to confirm real quick, John, on ChatGPT, you have auto selected. You don't happen to have thinking selected in the upper
Nope.
left.
Nope. It's always thinking drove me absolutely insane.
Yeah.
I have no patience for that. It's always on auto, so it gets to decide.
Yeah.
But I
Okay.
did a video like comparing the two, where a simple search for this, literally the same prompt that OpenAI puts on their website. I think they put best running sneaker under $100, and it took forever for it to come back. And when it did come back, it was not in that UI that they're talking about.
Okay. Yeah, so it's still in beta, rolling it out to various people then, it looks like. But I did ask Grok, Noah, and it backs you up that it says referral traffic constitutes less than 5% of the total website visits to Walmart.com. So
Yeah. Well, and I actually just looked. So I did a thing. I was just like asking GPT. I'm like, hey, so what are the best grills to buy? Right.
Mhm.
And for reference, I would think like Walmart, if it's like a huge thing, or any of these, like it would be big. The first one takes me to Weber's site, which is great. That's the new Shopify stuff, right? Next one is Ace Hardware. Next one is Home Depot. Then Crate and Barrel, right? So it's one of those that even still, for stuff like this, where even I am someone who has been having like the ability to purchase via like the AI, right? That only works maybe 1 time out of 10 right now. Whereas most of the time they still want to guide you off the site to do it. The agent itself won't do a lot of that buying process for you.
yeah. Yeah, it's a work in progress. I mean, I've said it before, but AI is in its infancy mode. It's like going back to the internet in the early 90s, 1995 or something like that. And buying was extremely difficult back then, just like it is in AI now. But the thing with AI is it's going to advance so quickly, I think, over the next couple years, that you're going to go from the bad user interface you have today to probably something really nice, really slick, that's competing very heavily with Amazon.
And I hope that happens, and that most of the results are not from Amazon.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Amazon is blocking the AI agents, right? So
They'll
my
come to their
first
senses
thought
on
of this was like the competition between Android and Apple, right? Apple is a very closed ecosystem. Apple itself is one of the most profitable companies in the world. But Android has a bigger user base, and they're more of an open source system. So it's going to be interesting to see if Amazon goes the route of Apple and tries to stay closed, and what kind of effect that will have as these other companies like Walmart and Etsy and eBay and all of them kind of go more open source with ChatGPT and other AI systems.
And
I
think
look
they
at
will.
it. Yeah, I mean, I look at it really similarly. Like the reason Amazon's doing this, again, like over 60% of online like product searches start on Amazon as is right now.
Yeah.
They pulled out of Google Ads in the US earlier this year, right? And the reason they did that is because they also already are dominating Google search as is, and they didn't see any differentiator from pulling out of those shopping ads. So why would you? And so I mean, I think it's right on the money with that as well, in the sense that, yeah, we're probably going to see that these AI won't do it. My guess, though, with like GPT stuff is like 6 to 12 months from now, they're going to start rolling out advertising inside of this for the product stuff, because like GPT is just fully unprofitable right now, right? OpenAI is just like unprofitable with what they are doing. And so they have to at some point in time start to make money. And the only way that they can do that realistically is to go the Google route, which is offer advertising for things that people are selling.
Well, they're getting affiliate commission from Etsy. So when you'll have a instant buy from ChatGPT and they'll make an affiliate commission. So I think they're going to play both sides here. You can pay for advertising, but also they're going to get a referral fee, like Amazon.
They're going the Amazon route, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what Amazon does.
Yeah.
Hey, we're
Yeah.
going to take this referral fee, but we're also going to allow you to advertise.
Yeah,
To, pay us so you can get that.
You even saw, Noah, how like a month or so ago, Amazon blocked Perplexity Comet from even accessing Amazon.com. They've since
Amazon Saudi Arabia.
What do you mean?
That's the only Amazon marketplace right now that you can do. So last time Todd and I were together, we were looking at that. Amazon Saudi Arabia is the only marketplace that is not blocked from AI. So if you're ever looking for something on Amazon, all of the data you get pulled about listings right now, like all of these different wrappers that they have, it's all Amazon Saudi Arabia information.
Oh, because for a period of 2 weeks, I couldn't even access Amazon.com with Comet. Now I can, but I don't know what happened. But literally for a period of 2 weeks, I had to switch back to Dia browser instead of Comet because I just couldn't even open it, because Comet is the only right now agentic AI browser on the market, if you want to call it that I was literally using to agentically crawl Amazon and pull information off. And Amazon must have knew that right away and blocked it, which is wild.
Yeah. I mean, Amazon's the behemoth, right? So they're going to try to protect their market share until they lose enough that it makes sense for them to open up. And so that'll be the question, if they will lose enough or if going the Apple route will pay off for them.
Yeah. Time will tell.
Yeah. All right, let's jump on to the next one here because it has everything to do with what we're talking about now. And you just mentioned it.
Oh, yeah.
Damon. So AI effect, Etsy pops 16%, their stock that is, as OpenAI launches ChatGPT instant checkout. OpenAI introduced instant checkout inside of ChatGPT, allowing users to make single item purchases directly from the US. Etsy sellers with Shopify's million-plus merchants coming soon. This lets shoppers complete transactions without leaving ChatGPT, signaling a major shift in how consumers buy online. So basically, kind of continuing off of what we were just talking about, the instant checkout, which is interesting. The Etsy is cool, but Shopify, to me, is more interesting because they just said recently that they weren't going to allow instant checkout unless you had to go to the Shopify page to do so. But it sounds like they may be coming around to instant checkout inside of ChatGPT.
It hasn't launched for me yet.
I see it now. It's not native inside. So what it'll do is it'll show you icons and thumbnails from the Etsy thing. There's no action to it. You have to click on it. Then it expands a window over that's highlighted that says instant checkout. But for me, this is old news. Perplexity's checkout, regardless if you're using Perplexity Comet or regular Perplexity, they've had this for months now, where you can just buy directly with Perplexity. I even think at one point they were leveraging Amazon-like shipping, where it was like 2 days or something like that. So yeah, this is kind of old news. And quite frankly, with something like Etsy, that's primarily like, who's shopping on Etsy, right? I know there's a ton of people that shop on Etsy, right? But I look at Etsy as evolving into a digital store. Most things that I see on Etsy, yes, there's the craft, there's the handmade, but it's going to be the SVG files, the digital download files, the logo download files. Like that's the most that I see on Etsy if I go on.
I think a lot of it as well is that. Oh, I froze.
We got you.
Go. Okay, I froze for a second. The most that I think it is right now as well is, as you say, John, Perplexity's had this for quite a while. I rember back like January using Perplexity to do some searches. I made a couple of videos on it, right? And I think a large part of all of this is this aspect of like ChatGPT and OpenAI being the most common consumer AI right now, and like common, layman's, I guess, person's AI. Like if you're not in the AI world, I know people who, you know, use ChatGPT just like Google search now, right? But if I talk to them like, hey, do you know what Claude is? Do you know what Perplexity is? Do you know, so on. So they don't, right? They don't understand any of that. And so ChatGPT, I think that's why it's like such a big deal. That being said, I would also imagine there's like a lot of back end here of like payment processors, right? Like, are they actually going through the payment processor? I would imagine there's an issue of like, is it the payment processors attaching to ChatGPT? Okay, now there's probably additional regulation around that, right? Because there's a reason why Google, all of these years, outside of like Google's specific shopping thing, right, hasn't allowed you to just like buy products in the Google search, right? And
Well, I'll tell you why. Right, there's a really easy reason. Google is free. Most ChatGPT, for anyone that's really heavily using it, pays the $20 a month. So when you go to the checkout, it defaults to the same payment method that you're using for the ChatGPT. So that's the connection, right? Google, there's the friction point of like it's free, anyone could use it. But if you're on the paid pro, whatever the hell they want to call it, GBT, they already have your payment information right there. So it defaults right to like, because I just pulled up some bridal shower thing. I pulled them on Etsy. I don't know why, but it automatically has my payment information that I use for ChatGPT. So that's the connection there.
yeah, that's fair.
Yep. Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting that it's using the card built inside of ChatGPT versus one that you might have saved in Etsy or a Shopify store or something.
Well, because it doesn't have it doesn't know that, right? Because
Yeah.
you're staying inside the GPT world, and there's that. What Noah brings up is interesting. So if the payment is made through OpenAI, right? Are you getting, as an Etsy seller, instant? Like, what does that look like if someone wants to shop directly on Etsy? What does your payout look like versus if they buy through ChatGPT? Is it a longer duration for you to get a payout? Is it instant payout? What other fees are involved in that, if any? How do chargebacks or disputes work with those kind of things? Are there stricter guidelines? Those are the questions that I would have if I was an Etsy seller.
Yeah, that's a good question. Like what's even going to show up on your credit card bill? Is it going to be a charge from OpenAI or is it going to be a charge from Etsy for that product?
Yeah, good question.
But then if you try to return it, Etsy's like, you didn't buy anything.
Yeah, there's no order ID here.
Yeah, that's interesting questions that have to be answered, and I'm sure people are working on that, fixing or resolving or handling those kind of questions. But
the other thing too is I'm looking at something right now, the bridal shower shirt or whatever it is. It's only 2 images inside of ChatGPT, right? That are commanding for you to then buy. When you go to the PDP or whatever you want to call it for Etsy, there's a lot more images that make it more compelling to actually want to buy from. What kind of attribution is there for how do you control, or how is there any control over what images are shown for shopping with Etsy on OpenAI and ChatGPT? Whereas you as the seller want to say, no, those 2 images you pulled sucked. They're not going to work and they're not going to convert. Use these images instead, because it looks like it's only pulling 1 or 2 images from a PDP that have a ton more assets on it.
Yeah, that's why I say, AI is like 1995 internet right now. When engineers are building things, for whatever reason, they like to make the worst user interfaces the world has ever seen. And it's just, that's what's at all these AI companies right now is engineers. You don't have really a lot of marketers or user interface experts and product testers for the shopping and stuff like that. And that's what's missing, where Amazon has had that forever to build out their shopping experience and make sure it's as easy as possible. So I think eventually you'll see that shift where these companies start building out that side of their business and make their interfaces a lot more user friendly outside of, computer geeks or nerds or whatever you want to call them, like all of us here. Well, at least myself. I guess I don't want to speak for you guys, but I think
Noah's a geek for sure.
We're all pretty experienced on computers compared to the average person out there.
I could be a geek. I keep magic cards. on my
Oh,
desk.
you've got the magic cards.
They're on my desk at all times. So I mean, I'll take that.
Have you, I'm sorry. Have you played Steven in Mag yet or no?
No, God no.
I tried and I lost. So,
In Magic the Gathering.
oh
Yeah.
yeah. Steven has those, banned cards that are super expensive, and he has competitive decks. I don't even know why I tried.
Okay, nice. I played back in high school, but I haven't played for a long, long time. Tried the online version a few times. That was kind of fun, but I don't know. Anytime I play games nowadays, it's like I feel like I should be doing something more productive.
Not me.
Oh,
Now you're a gamer still, Danon?
I play games all the time. I have a game I like to call "Let's Get Through the Day Without Breaking Something and Yelling at My Kids." It's a fantastic game that I always lose.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a good one. I'm learning that game as well. You don't have any kids yet, Noah, right? Or do you?
No, I do not. No, I do not. I just get to have creepy clowns surrounding my place at all times.
Those are your children behind you.
Yeah, if he did have kids, they wouldn't be there any longer after going into that office.
Yeah,
there you go, John. That's how you keep them out. Get some clowns. I'm sure that'll work for you.
Yeah.
Let my kids come to your home office over there. Those clowns will be hanging from outside the window. Let me stop.
Yep. All right, we got a comment that we can bring in here from Luvdo. Sounds like it'll be a lot harder for new products to be seen since AI will suggest only certain products over browser showing a large list from search.
Yeah, I wonder about this because, just like Google's search results right now, it's just a carousel of a few products, and you've got even less real estate on OpenAI, or on ChatGPT. So what is that really going to look like? I think that if I had to go with how I look for products on ChatGPT, is I am doing product research for the best option for myself. Would I purchase through ChatGPT? I don't know. Maybe once it becomes convenient like Amazon, yeah, I would. But I'm using it for product research, not for product purchase. Like, we all use AI a lot in our businesses today, all four of us. Have any of you purchased anything through an AI?
No.
John probably has. No? Okay.
Nope.
Yeah. See,
No, I have not.
I know it's a fledgling system, but like, you can do it right now, but I haven't. I don't trust it.
Well, you have to think about who is. You have to think about the ICP, right?
Yeah.
So there's people that go to Best Buy. There's people that go to Best Buy, hold a product, and they'll buy at Best Buy. They'll never buy online. There's people that go to Walmart and they'll walk in the store and they'll buy from Walmart. They'll never buy from Walmart.com. Then there's people that will go to Amazon that will never set foot in a store and they will buy on Amazon. So it's a matter of who is the person that would buy from an AI search, and also what is their flow like? Are they buying it because they're going into it and typing in the LLM saying, I want the best waffle maker under $30? Or are they talking about, is this waffle maker better than this waffle maker? And the journey starts at research and then transforms into purchase, right? So most people on Amazon are shopping with intent. Like no one in their right mind opens up Amazon and says, hey, what do you got for me today? Let's browse around. Most people don't do that.
That was
most people are shopping
back in the day.
Most people are shopping because, oh my God, I need this. I don't have it. Oh my God, this just broke. I need to replace it. I need this for a gift. I need this for that. It's always need. It's never really kind of want.
Yep.
Very, very rarely, in my opinion, right? But on ChatGPT, where does it start? And I don't think there's enough data to understand, or they won't give you enough data to say, is it starting from research and then transforming into purchase, or is it starting with purchase intent?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's also that thing where, in that same study with the Walmart thing, right, for ChatGPT, they came out and they were saying that there's, roughly about 1.5 billion searches every single month on ChatGPT that are product focused, right? And so I understand where they're kind of getting, this idea of being like, oh yeah, we should probably be, doing this, where we should have all of these. But it also then comes down to that factor of like, okay, people are searching, quote unquote, for products via ChatGPT, but like, are those same people? I mean, it's the same exact way of like nowadays, instead, what I used to do for like, especially higher purchase products, like a TV, for instance, I would just Google like, best TVs, right? And read the first 3, 4 articles from, Tom's Guide or whoever it was. Nowadays, I don't have to do that because ChatGPT instead will just take it and give me that information immediately, right? And so it's like, are those people realistically still like, even then, when I got one of those things from Tom's Guide, right? It's not like I was going through and like clicking the affiliate link. A lot of times I would still look for the product, right? I would go to Amazon now, try and find the product. And then I would, still read the product there and like decide if I was going to purchase. Whereas where we're at right now, it's, I think, just clunky, right? And
But have you ever searched on the same search, and not to be Perplexity fanboy, but if you've ever searched what's the best TV under $1,000 that's 50 inches, right? The same search in ChatGPT versus Perplexity, ChatGPT will say, here's a couple, and then here's 7 more that fit your criteria. Perplexity actually will go and look at all of them and say, this is the best one for you. So there's a big difference in the LLMs where ChatGPT is saying, you want to say broad match versus exact match. It's giving you a broad idea of everything that fits your requirements. And here's what you can pick from if you want. With Perplexity, it's looking at the reviews, it's looking at this and saying, this is exactly what you want based on that criteria.
Yeah. So the question there, John, is going to be how much people are going to trust the AI to actually choose the best one versus giving them a list of options like 1 to 5 and saying, these are the top 5, pick whichever one you prefer. So it depends on what consumer, I guess, you're targeting. Myself,
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't just take Perplexity's choice. I'd want to see a list of 5 to 10. If it only gave me one, I usually ask, give me the top 5 or top 10, and then I can actually do my own research. But it depends on what kind of shopper you are.
Yeah, I think it's like that's the in between Google search and doing it all yourself. And then there's the ChatGPT where it's giving you the finite list of 5 to 10 that you can pick from and still have the control. And Perplexity is more, we're going to scrape all the data, all the reviews, all the pricing, all the tech specs, and do all the work for you. So it's a matter of where you fit in those buckets. Is it totally DIY? If it's get me halfway there, or just tell me everything I need to know?
Yeah. Yeah. And that, what we're talking about with the TV kind of fits perfectly into this LinkedIn post that I have pulled up from Joseph. He was talking about the Etsy, direct buy and how it may be a bad fit, because for him, he's saying that the best products to look up and research on ChatGPT are going to be expensive and boring products. Boring is subjective. I think a car is not necessarily boring, but they're the more expensive products that are not like fashion and things like that you're going to do more research on and not just buy the first one that pops up.
I'd agree with that, right? Like when someone's buying a $600 or $700 Dyson, they're not going to, they want more information on it. So that's when they're going to go to something like ChatGPT. And I would be so inclined to say like that one would start with, what's the best vacuum, or why is the Dyson this good, or how does the Dyson compare to this? So that journey is not starting with, show me the Dyson to buy, and then they're just going to buy it. So they're starting off with the research to understand more, right? Because I've purchased many strollers in my day. Those things are friggin' expensive. And you want to know, how does it fold flat? How does it fit? How does it store? How does it go? But I think all those different quadrants fit all different other kind of routes that you would take to find. So like, fun and cheap, right, is the Instagram, TikTok, That's where that journey's starting. Expensive is fun, and fun is kind of also in that same realm. And boring and cheap, when we talk about automate, well, that's just Amazon subscribe and save. All that crap that's on there is all on my subscribe and save. I don't even think about socks or toilet paper. It just comes to me.
Yep.
You buy socks over and over again?
Don't get me started on
Dude,
socks.
I do.
Socks in my house. Socks. As soon as I take the socks off and put them in the laundry hamper, I might as well just throw them out because they're gone. I can never find them again. I'm doing the new DJ Khaled way of just, I'm going to buy socks, wear them once, and then if they come back around again, if it was meant to be, let it go. If it was meant to be, it'll come back to you. That kind of mentality.
My girlfriend asked me what I wanted for Christmas this year. I know, crazy, because it's only October. I told her I wanted a year's supply of socks, a new pair for every single day. And I was dead serious because I think that would just be fantastic if I never had to worry about it. The amount of time I spend trying to find matching pairs of socks is crazy.
What is wrong with you people?
They just disappear, Danon. I don't know what to tell you. I do laundry. There's only 2 of us in the house. It's like I do laundry and somehow they're gone. They evaporate into thin air. I don't know.
I'm getting the death stare from my wife. Apparently, for my own health, you guys are so right. That's horrible. I totally agree with you. Okay, she's smiling now. No, I'm good.
I don't know. I just buy like 20 pairs of the exact same socks. So that way, no matter which 2 I grab, they're always a pair. That's
nice.
how I
But
do it.
you're talking about you can grab 2. I can't find any. I have a house of 5 people, mind you, and I am wearing my wife's socks right now because I could not find socks, and that was the only pair of socks I could find, and I don't care. Noah, I'm putting that on my birthday list that I want a year's supply of socks this month later for my wife.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Nice.
Well.
Yeah. It's it's going to be fun to watch the AI shopping revolution. That's for sure. It's definitely going to be coming. It's just a question of how far off it is before it really makes a dent in normal shopping. I was just reading that Google Shopping is still approximately 41% of US shoppers use Google Shopping when they're searching for products to buy. And that's the share I think that ChatGPT and these other AIs are going to steal first. And then Amazon is probably going to be secondary after that.
But it's a matter, you have to steal something from a market that already has acquired it. Like it's impossible to steal my business for toilet paper. It's already on subscribe and save. It's already done. There's no stopping that train, right? So how do you steal market share away from Amazon from that subscribe and save? It's virtual for something commoditized and everyday like toilet paper, paper towels, socks, deodorant, soap. It's I would say impossible.
Yeah, I want to say nobody, but I'm sure there's one person out there, but almost nobody is going to ChatGPT and asking them which is the best toilet paper for me to buy. That's for sure.
There's some maniacs out there that are like,
I'm sure there's some.
Do the extensive research on 2-ply versus 3-ply with ripples and
No, it's got to be bamboo toilet paper.
Have you ever used bamboo toilet paper?
Mm-hmm.
It's horrible.
Mm-hmm.
It's horrible.
Yep.
Yeah, can't say
there's a bamboo toilet paper lover out there who is going to see this exact clip and they're just going to go on Reddit and hate us.
Yeah,
that's all right.
They're gonna blast the show and triple our viewership.
Yeah, that's right.
There you go.
That way we'll have 3 people watching.
Yeah, right. All right, let's jump on to the next one here and change topics a little bit. China reaches global majority on Amazon. Chinese sellers now make up 50.03% of Amazon's global active seller base, marking the first time they've surpassed half of all sellers across international marketplaces. Their rise has been fueled by AI-powered listing optimization, proximity to manufacturing, and government export subsidies, allowing them to compete on price while scaling quickly. For Amazon sellers in the US and other regions, the key takeaway is that while Chinese sellers dominate in the numbers, American sellers still generate more revenue per seller, averaging over double the sales. Competing successfully will require leveraging AI tools, improving efficiency, and differentiating through branding and premium positioning rather than just pricing.
Oh my God, Todd, is the sky blue? Is the grass green? China is the most on Amazon.
I never would have guessed it.
I never would guess that, US sellers that have to actually, submit actual cost of goods information and pay actual customs duties and fees and have higher priced products that aren't crap would, outdo revenue from, $2 knockoff. You guys going on haul recently? I posted a
No.
thing the other day. They do on haul now, they do dollar products. Did you know that?
Do they?
Yeah,
Dollar
if
product.
I'm going
they
on
cap
right
it
now.
at 3. You can only have 3. And if you buy anything else on Amazon to get your overall like order basket over $25, it's free shipping. Who's making money on this, right? Like, and it's like,
Yeah.
why is Amazon even appeasing it?
Hold on.
How much does
hold on,
Amazon make on
hold
that?
on, hold
Like
on.
2 cents?
Why is Amazon appeasing it? I was just seeing I had $3 in my wallet, so I could just throw it away because that's exactly what you'd be doing if you bought $3 items on haul. Amazon's doing it because they're coddling and stroking and appeasing China sellers just like they do when it comes to advertising. Oh yeah, look at all the quality stuff. Look at that's great.
Look at the little eyeballs that are blinking there. I've never seen this on Amazon.
Yeah, because that's basically wish.com. They basically just have that on inside Amazon. The point is, Noah, you've seen this, we talked about this before too, is that the same people that are the majority are the same people that are allowed to run sponsored product ads with hero images that break every single guideline, image guideline, brand guidelines that you want. If you look at things like footwear and workwear on Amazon, which is their space when it comes to Zappos and shoes, you're supposed to show one shoe, 45 degrees, nothing more, nothing less. You have China sellers showing lifestyle images, hammers on steel toes, icons popping out, and that's going through as a sponsored product ad. But if an American seller went to go do that, they would be crying on eBay or Walmart to try to sell their stuff because they'd be banned on Amazon.
Are any of you 3 in Minnesota by chance? I
No.
know you're not.
Yes, I am. Why?
So I just went on there. You can buy a Minnesota state flag, 3 foot by 5 foot, for $1. And not only can you buy it for $1, you can save 25% at checkout.
Ooh, nice.
The entire state of Minnesota should do something about that. That's great.
Yeah, it's just crazy. And I seen too that Amazon Haul just opened up in France and Spain. So
That's wildly
they're actually
offensive
expanding.
that the garbage of Amazon Haul is expanding to other countries.
I agree.
It's literally just an outlet for Amazon to appease the China sellers, to have the free reins, to dump their inventory, to do whatever they want to do, because literally no one is making money. That is a pure logistics move, churn and burn kind of play.
Yep.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's one of those things that there's people that buy it though, right? That's the
But if you were to look at the
thing.
people, here's the thing. If you were to look at the people that buy from wish.com, from Temu, from anything like that, sure, the stuff is cheap, right? But what's the return rate for them buying the same thing? They're not. And there's no way those reviews are great. If you've ever bought anything on any site, I'm not knocking Temu or anything like that, but anything that's $1, people's expectations should be $1, but they're not. And people get fooled. And there's millions of TikTok videos where they show, hey, I ordered this on Temu. I ordered this shed, and they get it, and it's a dog-sized shed. Oh my God, I thought it was going to be this huge, giant thing, you know? But there's no way that someone's saying, wow, I ordered that, dog harness that was $1 on Amazon Haul. I can't wait to go back and get 4 more of them. No, they got pissed. It probably didn't work. It probably broke. And what did they do? They're not going to go and leave a negative review because it was $1. It's people value time over money. For buying something for $1, if it doesn't work out, if it's garbage, what do? Anyone on this call, anyone watching it, you're going to take it or throw it away and keep on moving with your life. You're not going to go and spend valuable time to write this extensive negative review for $1. Then they know that.
Yeah. What you receive from Haul or Temu or any of those is definitely not going to exceed your expectations. That's for sure. No, just going to be some cheap junk. So I don't know. What do you guys think? It with all the everything that's going on with like closing the tariff loophole and the added tariffs and stuff like that. Do you expect to see this China majority ever change, or do you think it's just going to keep growing?
I think that the sellers and manufacturers have already taken things into account and have inventory in the United States, a lot of it. And if they don't, they'll run it through Mexico or something like that.
The Chinese sellers, you're saying, or
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
think about it like this. If something costs you 10 cents in China and you would slap a 500% tariff on it, do you really think they're going to stop selling that? Okay, so it went from $1 to $5. It's still going to be cheaper than anyone else out there. They're still going to sell.
It doesn't. That's the thing, though. It doesn't go to $5. That one of the primary problems with like battling Chinese sellers all these years is the aspect of they're not representing their true cost of goods. Tariffs do jack all to a Chinese seller because it would require them to play by the rules, which is represent what their actual manufactured cost of good is prior, right? For a tariff to do anything. But if they're already just listing their manufactured cost of goods for what a US seller for the exact same product is saying $2 a unit, right? They're just representing it as 2 cents a unit. And it's like there's literally zero change for them. Oh, instead of 2 cents, it now costs them 10 cents. Big whoop, right? Like, whereas, it's comparatively, $10 for the US seller. And that's, you're never going to win that battle at the end of the day because it would require them to play by the same exact rules, which they just won't because there's no repercussion for them not to.
Check out this Chinese business name I found.
I buy from them all the time. They're great guys.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're a really reputable company.
Yeah.
You like that email too? Yeah.
Memorable name. Yeah. Got a few comments from Deal Hunter. He says, I saw Hall and purchased some items last week. I guess he's trying to say. He's asking if he can flip Amazon to Amazon from Hall.
You know, it'd be wild is if you bought it off of Hall and then you went to go sell it on Amazon and they said there were some restrictions or something like that.
Oh
It
my God,
violated terms of
hilarious.
service. And you
Yeah.
got that would be an article to write for sure.
Yes, for sure. Flipping from Hall to Amazon, I'm sure they're not going to be happy about that. And you'd have to find the exact same product on Amazon.com versus Hall. Otherwise, technically, you'd be.
What would be wild is if you had brand registry for a brand, bought a hell of a ton of a $1 item and just called it your own brand, and then was reselling it like that and making a killing off of Amazon's own business. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, you could definitely. I mean, people do that from the dollar store all the time. I was just reading an article of someone. I forget what the product was, but they're buying it for $1 at Family Dollar and then selling it on Amazon for like $12 and just flipping them. So people do it from the dollar stores to Amazon. So doing it from Hall to Amazon, I'm sure would be possible, but you may be violating some terms of service on that.
There's a good business model right there, Amazon, if you're listening. If someone has a buyer account and a seller account, let them connect the two and then just buy the item from Hall, offer it on Amazon and do MCF and just send it right over there.
No, why not? Why not make the fulfillment address the FBA center and just send it right back into FBA under your own shipment,
and then get the hazmat warning, and then get.
Yeah, Deal Hunter said he was happy with his purchase that he made last week.
Hang on a second.
And he did find the same product for $19 more on Amazon.
Wait a minute, Deal Hunter. You just found, forget about having you just found an opportunity. Just start selling it. You bought it for $1 and you got it for 19. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Give it a try. I mean, it's if you're getting the product to your house and then sending it back in, Amazon's probably not going to figure anything out, even if it is against terms of service. And if they do, then I guess you just stop selling it.
I mean,
no, you just move to China with your China address, and then everything's allowed.
It's gated. Oh, it's a gated product. That's even better.
Oh, you don't say. Oh, it's gated, but you can buy it on Hall. Oh.
So you buy 100 of them from Amazon Hall and submit the Hall invoice to get ungated.
Perfect. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like all of us could harp on this for just ever.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's just never gonna go away. I mean, it's just kind of the nature of the world. Amazon or China, I mean, is the manufacturing capital of the world, and
Mhm.
until that changes, this is going to be the facts of e-commerce.
Yeah. Here's my gripe. Fine. Give the whole world opportunity to do business, but don't sell garbage. You know, I made the joke Amazon trash haul, but I firmly believe that that's basically what's on there. It's just trash.
Yeah.
Now it could be changed. I was seeing some things on there like, it could be a good product, but I mean, it's so strange. Like, John, you said it when who does Hall cater to? Like, the listings are different, the display page is different, everything is totally different from the standard Amazon. It looks nothing like Amazon. It looks more along
It's
the
not
lines of like a
catering
Temu.
to Amazon consumers. Like,
Right.
I mean, I think the deeper thing is like consumerism as a whole within, the US and people buying trash that just buy trash. But like the people who are on Hall are never, like I said when Hall came out, like people were worried, oh, is this going to be a, new competition for me? It's like, no, the people who are buying from Hall are never going to be your buyer. Like they are not somebody who is going to go onto Amazon, find your product and buy it. Because the people who buy on these platforms, whether it's, Hall, Temu, Shein, like all this, like they're buying there for a specific reason. And it's because of exactly that they want to just like find the lowest price thing. They don't care how crap the product actually turns out to be. And they will continue going back and they will see something else and they see something shiny and they're like, oh, it's like,
I see the expensive one on Amazon and I don't want to buy that one. I want to buy the cheap inferior one because I don't want to spend the money. So it's not the consumer. 100%.
Well, and here's the thing. It's not garbage products that are the problem. People buy garbage products all the time from Walmart and dollar stores. And as long as it works for whatever basic purpose they had until it breaks a few times in, they're fine with it. The problem more, I think, is the misrepresentation of products, making them look like they're not garbage products, and then also skirting all the rules and violating the rules and getting away with it, as you were saying, John. That's the bigger problem.
I mean, there's a fair share of garbage out there. I'll be honest with you. Like when you're buying straws, for example, right, and you're buying a pack of disposable straws, there's the grade plastic where you put the straw in the cup, disposable cup, and it's going to go right into the cup. And then there's the kind of straws you put it in, it's going to flex and bend and curve and snap in half and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So, to an extent there is, but I don't think the people that are spending $1 care if it's garbage. If you buy a pack of straws that are 100 and 20 of them suck and 80 of them are good, who cares? I spent $1, so.
Yep. Yeah, more where I have the issue is these companies that are advertising on, say, Facebook or Instagram, and they make the product look like the best thing you've ever seen before, like the dog shed, for example. They advertise it to you with like a lady standing by it, and it's bigger than the lady, and then you get it, and it's a little miniature mock-up of it or something like that. That's where I have the bigger issue.
The best one I saw ever was on Temu, and it was the person got it, and the visual was a door, like a front door of a house, a wooden front door with a wreath right on the door with a decoration that's like happy fall or something like that on it, and it was beautiful. And the assumption was that you were getting the beautiful wreath that was on the door, and the lady got her package, and it was a vinyl covering that you put on your door that makes your door look like that door with the wreath and the sign on it, which is the wildest thing I've ever seen.
Wow. Okay.
Fine print.
Yeah, that reminds me of the teddy bear that someone bought. It was supposed to be like this 6-foot tall teddy bear, and in the pictures it looked really cool. And when they got it, like the legs were 5 feet long or something like that, and then the body is like a foot. But the way they positioned it in the picture, it looked, like a normal teddy bear.
Honestly, if I got that though, I feel like I wouldn't be all that mad at just because of how comical the situation
it would be kind of funny, yes.
Well,
But
that's been
you know, if you're spending like $3, $4, it's like who cares, you know?
Well, scams like this have been going on forever, right? It's not just lately. It's just the way you represent and word something. Literally back in the 90s, maybe you guys have heard the story. There was remember when radio contests were a thing and people would have to show up and do something and the radio person would be there and, so there was a contest at a Toyota dealership and they had announced something where it said, hey, you keep your hand on this Toyota. Whoever keeps their hand on it the longest will win a Toyota. And literally people were there for like upwards of like 1 or 2 days, like peeing in bottles. Like, I'm not taking my hand off this. I want to. And then the winner was like, yes, I win. And they're like, here you go. And they gave them a Yoda. It was a toy Yoda. That was what they were winning, but they thought they were winning a Toyota. But because of the way that they're wording things, and the lady had a whole big lawsuit. She was like, I want to win a Toyota. Like, no, man, we said Toyota. And it just the same tactics and mentalities just applied now to e-commerce.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Snake oil salesmen and, people taking advantage has been around forever. That's never going to change. But with Amazon, though, with them letting them get away with it is a big issue, especially with how they come down on US sellers versus the Chinese sellers a lot of times. But yeah, it's the world we live in. So let's go ahead and jump on to the last story here, and then we'll wrap things up. So Amazon debuts a new grocery brand with nearly everything under $5. Amazon has launched a grocery line where most items cost less than $5, positioning it as a value-focused brand in the competitive grocery space. This expansion into low-price essentials reflects Amazon's push to capture more share in everyday consumer goods markets. So I'm just curious on your guys' thoughts on how this will affect, grocery sellers in general that are out there.
This is not new. Noah, you're younger than the rest of us, so maybe you don't know. But anyone else remember going to a grocery store and there was a specific aisle that was called no frills? And that aisle would just have everything in the grocery store, but it would just be white boxes with black letters. So it would be no frills cereal, no frills toilet paper, no frills soap, no frills this. And that was
never seen that in my life.
You've never seen no frills?
Nope.
Have you guys seen no frills?
No, but there's a
that,
brand that I know about called No Name. It's only in Canada. And No Name basically is that where like they don't care about the branding, which is hilarious because the No Name brand in itself turned into a huge brand. But like that's what they do is like they didn't care about any of that. And so they just sell everything you can imagine. It's just No Name brand.
Yep. That's exactly what No Frills was in the grocery. And every grocery store in the tri-state area here in New York City had that. They phased that out because what happened was the grocery chains themselves were like, we're not going to do the no frills. We're going to do our own. So like ShopRite has like Bowl and Basket, like that's ShopRite's brand of pasta, of cereal, of this, of that. So it's essentially no frills, but it's just their own brand. That's all that Amazon's doing with this here. They're just making their own brand at a cheaper price. But my question is, are they taking the Costco Kirkland route, or are they just throwing garbage in a box? Like a Kirkland, for example, when you buy Kirkland peanut butter, I'm going to make up something. That peanut butter is sourced. It's really like Jif peanut butter or whatever it is. It's always name brand with a different label on it. Like if I look at these graham crackers or this applesauce, is it coming from another name brand that they've leveraged partnership with by just putting in a discounted price with their brand on it? Or is it inferior products?
No, so there's nothing. This is one of those things that's been going on forever, right? So I mean, anybody who's literally ever been to like a name brand grocery store. So for around me, it's Meijer, right? So Meijer is like our grocery store, and you can buy the exact same product as any name brand, but it's just a Meijer brand version of it, right? And that's all this is Amazon is just doing that. Majority of these giant food companies and everything. And even it goes further than food. It's supplements. It comes down to, I mean, like even, like Metamucil or whatever it is, the like fiber thing, right? All of these.
Oh, now you really did freeze up.
Like ingredient list, and they sell how to make their product. Oh, did I freeze up this time?
Yeah, you
Am
did.
I back?
You're back now.
You're back.
Well, either way, so all of them sell their literal formula, right? And all of their ingredient list, everything, to anybody who wants it, and allows people to white label that exact formula. It's why you can get all of these, quote unquote, I mean, great value, right? Is Walmart's thing. Like this whole thing of like, oh, it's an unbranded thing. It's like, no, it's literally just the same exact product that probably cuts a few extra corners compared to the name brand, but it's going to be 95% the exact same thing.
But it matters which one. Like I know when they deploy this even further, you're going to get a slew of YouTube and TikTok videos where they're going to say, hey, Amazon Groceries, chunky chocolate chip cookies, which is it more like? Is it more like Chips Ahoy, or is it like, what is it the dupe for? Right.
Yeah.
Because there's a woman on TikTok. There's a woman on TikTok that literally does this where she'll say, hey, do you like Chick-fil-A sauce? Oh, you do? We're in Walmart. They're great value. This sauce is identical to Chick-fil-A sauce. Or
that's the thing. It's whether or not it is a dupe of something that's really popular, like Oreo. For instance, Oreo doesn't actually give their formula for Oreo out and doesn't let people to like white label it. Whereas, same thing with like Cheez-Its. They don't do that either. That's why like, people have like cheese cracker squares and everything, but like it's never the exact same because those are companies that never do. Meanwhile, you have something like Heinz, like ketchup, where they just give out the exact formula and you can purchase that at any point in time. And there are companies that will do that.
I'm going to stop you on the ketchup. Have you not seen Heinz put out specific color branded guidelines for their hue of their ketchup for restaurants and businesses, for consumers to ensure that they're actually getting Heinz ketchup if it's in the bottle, versus, because what they were previously doing was doing those color coded bottles where you could never see the inside. So they were refilling it with off-brand ketchup, and Heinz had a big problem with that. So now Heinz, if you go and look at it, their marketing shows all ketchup is not the same, that if it doesn't look like this, it's not Heinz ketchup.
Yeah, but that's kind of the point, is like, again, they'll sell the formula, but then the company that buys the formula will change X, Y, and Z because it's, 20 cents cheaper. And now they can sell a product that's cheaper than Heinz at a discounted rate, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the big thing that all these companies are doing. And at the end of the day, yeah, it's going to be probably an inferior slightly product because it's not, they're just doing it in mass as a unbranded, quote unquote, which is always funny to me. That's like unbranded when it's like just whatever the brand is, whether it's Great Value, Amazon Grocery, whatever it is.
By the way, fun fact, in the 90s, they had, I think it was Heinz. They came out with green and purple ketchup.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I am shocked they still don't have that because I would love
food guys. So good.
Yeah. My thought on this is that Amazon is only going to adopt the brands that have extraordinary sales velocity, where they can, you leverage their own system to basically take market share from Chips Ahoy, from Castrol motor oil / cooking oil, nuts, apple juice and stuff like that. So I think that Amazon is primarily going to sell garbage foods as compared to like Kirkland from Costco or Trader Joe's, for instance. They both heavily lean into their own brands, but they, by and large, do a really good job of sourcing like good quality products. And Amazon is not that. They don't give two shits about our diet. They just want the revenue.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I referenced the Kirkland one, because
Yeah.
there's people that do reviews and say that like the vodka from Costco is on par, almost exactly like Grey Goose.
Yeah.
It's not on par for like Absolute, right? So like if you're buying theirs, you're actually buying the better version. Like that's what Danon's kind of saying, is that it's their house brand, but they're cherry picking the best of the best to be their house brand.
Yeah, and this is where branding comes in. Like you said, this is nothing new, making a generic version of whatever product, but people are still buying Heinz ketchup or Chips Ahoy because of the branding that goes behind that, and the perception that it's better, whether it is or not. Like with the vodka and the Grey Goose example, they may be very similar or the same, perhaps. But if you've got Grey Goose sitting on your table and the guests come over, that's going to look a lot better than having the Kirkland sitting on your table when the guests come over.
Well, that's when you take the Grey Goose bottle, you fill it with the Kirkland, you put the cap back on, you open the door.
Yeah.
Yes. There you go.
I say Amazon grocery. That's what you're going to see in Airbnbs that you rent. You get Amazon grocery. It's welcome cookies.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll buy for my
Jacobs.
kids Amazon grocery, the way my kids eat snacks and stuff like that. If I could save money and it's the same as Chips Ahoy or the same as crackers, I couldn't care less when it comes to that. So you're going to find an influx of parents and people with kids and all this other kind of stuff that's buying it ad nauseum all the same time, all the same. I'm buying all this. All my kids won't know the difference, you know?
Yep, for sure. All right, guys. Well, we'll go ahead and wrap it up there. I appreciate you all coming on the show. And I appreciate everybody out there watching. Every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, we do the Amazon Seller News Live. So look forward to seeing everybody next week.
Yep.
Have
Bye,
an awesome
everyone.
weekend.
Later,
See you, everybody.
Later, guys.